for producing right in my college dorm room.
Beautiful, beautiful. Um, what would you say, or what advice can you give to the people here in the room or anyone else who is going to come on and listen after the replays? What advice would you give people on how to start if they wanted to follow the same career path as you?
My advice would be try to kind of figure out, what's going to be your style because when it comes to music production, we got people that sample. We got people that, play instruments. But I'll say learn what kind of producer you would like to be, and what you can do by that is study other producers that you might like, other beats that you might like, and then from there learn about music. And you know what I mean? Like you definitely should learn music theory. You definitely should learn, about tempo, scales. Just getting into the terminology of becoming a producer, as well as find a mentor. And that was very important for me. Is I had mentors who, Grammy Award winning mentors who in production, and I would just sit in the studio and just be a sponge and watch how they did certain things, and then I try to figure out my own style from being around those type of producers. So I definitely say be around it as much as you can and learn and study.
Awesome, awesome. Um, what are some, let me see, what are some services or products that you have at the moment that or beats or whatever the case may be that you have at the moment for promo to that people could listen into?
Well, if you want to look me up on all the DSPs, Apple, Spotify, everything like that, I do have a bunch of beat tapes online. I think I have about 6 or 7 beat tapes that you can check out online, as well as go to my YouTube, which is Rothstein Beats YT, for YouTube. And I got a bunch of beats up there as well. And then if you are interested in some consulting and things like that, then you can definitely reach out to me on Instagram because I definitely try to help out as many people as I can with the knowledge that I gained throughout the years. And then I also vocal produce, engineer, and songwrite. So, I could definitely help out with doing any of that.
Oh, you do it all. Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's what's up. Um, I'm gonna hold on for right now with asking questions. Anyone else on the floor would like to ask questions?
Good evening, Mr. Rothstein. I'm Empress. Nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Nice to meet
Um,
you as well.
so I definitely have a question for you, and thank you, Miss Mother, for passing the mic to me. I definitely have a question for you. So, regarding your career, did this stem from your childhood, discovery as a child, discovery as an adult, and what made you stay this path?
I would say it was a little bit of both. My as from a kid, my family was really into music, throwing parties. You know what I'm saying? The classic oldies. Like I always had a like a ear and a love for those. And then my teenage years, I really wasn't into it. But then once I got to college, that's when I really got the love of producing. And for me, I did want to quit multiple times, so I definitely want to say that. Like I actually took a couple breaks, and I was just like wasn't sure if I was because I was trying to get some placements and sending out beats to people, and nothing was happening for me. But I just kept going. I just kept producing, even though I didn't have, no songs on the radio or anything like that. I just kept producing. And then I started to get some placements. I started to meet some people. And then from there, I really felt like this is something that I could do. and then meeting people who was doing it on a professional level let me know that it was possible. And then from there, I'm still grinding, I'm still cooking, but I definitely, had a little bit of success, and I am a partner recording Academy, the Grammys, and just different other things started to happen for me. So from there, I was like, this is all I'm gonna do. This is what I want to do, and I just kept with it.
Thank you so much. I think that's remarkable. So you've been recognized as one of the most talked about producers on Clubhouse. And if you know Clubhouse, you know the range of Clubhouse, right? So how has this platform impacted your career and connectivities within the industry? Let's talk about it, period.
Hello. I've been on the app since 2020. I came on in like November of 2020, and I hosted my own club, which is called Music Network and No Egos. And when I say like it changed my life dramatically, of course, we was during the pandemic time, and a lot of people was on the app at the time. And by me hosting rooms, I was able to meet so many industry people. I met, music supervisors from Netflix. I met legendary songwriters, producers, Grammy Award winners. And I just kept building relationships. And so, going into like the fifth year of this thing, like, I've been able to meet a lot of influential people in the industry, and that's pretty much how I got attached to the Grammys. What I mean, I met some people, and they seen my work, and then I was able to connect. So this app has done a whole lot for me in my career, as well as working with hundreds of independent artists that I've had produced for, and and work with. So I definitely utilized the app when it first started, and then here I am now, still hosting rooms and still doing rooms, even though it ain't as many people on Clubhouse as it was before. But it's still a lot of quality people up here, and I'm still networking and still connecting, because relationships is worth more than money. So if you can get some great relationships formed, you can get your phone ringing, and you know what I'm saying, and people and opportunities can come your way by just building the great relationships.
Period, period. Thank you so much for answering that, Mr. Rothstein. That was a wonderful answer. I do have another question for you, if that's okay.
Oh, that's what I'm here for. Hello.
Period. How do you stay inspired and keep your sound fresh in such a competitive industry? Let's talk about it.
I'll say not trying to sound like anybody else. Like I purposely like make sure that one, my beats don't sound all the same. What I mean? I think that can hinder you as a producer if what I mean, if you just kind of stay in the same box. And so I listen to everything. I listen to different genres, and I get inspiration by listening to different genres. And then I try to fuse those into what I'm doing. So I might use some hi hats from like a reggae track, or what I'm saying, that kind of vibe, and then I might mix it in with some hip hop drums. And so just having a plethora of different sounds to work with. I think if you could just figure out how to make it stand out in your way, because everybody can make beats, but if you want to make sure yours stand out a certain kind of way, you don't copy anybody else, or you don't sample like anybody else. You just try to find a unique way that you can, keep your name in that producer talk conversation.
Period, period. Authenticity matters. With that being said, Miss Mother, you ready for me to pass it back to you?
Sure, 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 sure. Thank you, my love. Okay, Mr. Rothstein. It's Mother again. Hi. What brought you to Clubhouse?
Oh man, that's a great question. I actually didn't know anything about Clubhouse. Like I said, this was 2020, and one of my friends who's an A&R, she
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Yo, you gotta come to this app," because at that time the app was an invite only, and so I forgot how many invites they gave you at that time, but she was like, "Yo, I'm gonna give you one of my invites, so make sure you pull up and see what's going on." So I like. First, I was waiting for her to send me like a link or something. And so she hit me like a week later, like, "Yo, you been on Clubhouse yet?" And I was like, "No, I thought she was gonna send me a link." She's like, "No, you gotta download the app." And then once I download the app, it was like a whole new world opened up, because at that time they had a lot of music review rooms. a lot of A&Rs was on here. Executives was on here. They were looking for talent and stuff like that. So once I saw that, and we was, the pandemic time, so I didn't have really much to do. We was on lockdown. So I just stayed on Clubhouse for, 15, 16 hours sometime. Just networking, going to different rooms, finding out the people you kind of want to hang out with and the people you want to watch out for. So that like literally I was on the app for music and then, I ended up creating my own club. So that's kind of how I got to Clubhouse.
Dope, dope. Okay, so how long have you been on Clubhouse though? Because my next question would be, well, answer first and then I ask.
I've been on since November of 2020.
Oh, okay, okay. So you've been on for a little minute. All right. So what are your or who are your top five Clubhouse artists?
Ooh, man, you put man. I've met a lot of artists on here, so sheesh. Um, I do want to say some of my top artists. It's an artist named J Rail, who's a R&B singer. There's one that popped in my mind. Um, there was a rapper. His name was Prophet. I liked his music. There's another singer, Black Jagger, who I'm definitely a fan of. And then it's the artist named Zero that I really rock with. Um, and then the last artist would be I know I'm gonna forget somebody that I really rock with out here, but the last artist would be man, I'm just gonna say last artist is gonna be La Femme. She's a female